Good morning, guys. Top of the morning to you. I'm gonna do a little hike here, but I wanted to show you this tree. Check out the leaf on this tree. Look at that little leaf right there. Look at the bloom on this tree. This thing can get quite tall too. This is called Chinese tallow. Chinese tallow. Yes, she's just popping out here, and the bees are going to start working it real soon. There's quite a bit in this area. It's another invasive tree. State hates it. Us beekeepers love it. Yes. What have I got in the back here? Oh, look at there, guys. Box tipped over. I must have made the turn about 80 miles an hour and I rolled it over. Got some fresh frames in there. We are going to today, guys, set up another cell builder. I want to try to get another round here pretty soon. Start to get ahead of the game and start making up a ton of two-framers. Let's go to the woods. I gotta grab a cup of coffee. We're gonna go to the woods and let's see what the saw palmetto is doing. Wow, check this out, guys. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 12 of them. We got a baker's dozen. We got a baker's dozen of Florida whitetail. I don't know if you can see him. I don't have zoom on this camera. That's good to see. Yeah, he's feeding them there. I see him there every morning. They got a big old bare spot of ground there. You know what this guy needs? This guy needs a bow hunter. And his name is Steve-O. But he's probably a bunny hugger. Oh boy, guys. It's a bright sunny day. Beautiful. I walked in the shed this morning. It was 60 degrees in there. I said, whoa. So I got a little time to kill, let it warm up a little bit so I can get in and work them bees. What I want to do today is get a really robust cell builder. We'll put that together in a little bit. Can the USA guys get any crazier right now? Really? Can it get any crazier? The people running this thing just blows my mind. Blows my mind. Where's the common sense, guys? The common sense? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is supposed to be the greatest country on the planet, right? In God we trust. That's one of the biggest problems right there, guys. They don't believe in God. It says it right on our money. In God we trust. On our coins. There's something wrong. You know there's something very wrong when you don't believe in God, okay? Because there is something bigger than ourselves, okay? I'm not here to do this religious, wild, crazy, speech here. Sunday church service. No, I don't even go to church, guys, but I know there's a God. I have figured out the problem, though. A lot of people, they can't figure it out. They're going, oh, these people are flipping nuts. Yeah. Well, when you're all jacked on sugar, And you guys may be laughing right now and sneering and giggling. But this is just fact, okay? Just fact. Write it down. Fact. Sugar is friggin' poison, okay? It's not to the honeybee. No, no. It is to the human race. We don't need it in our diet. We don't need these carbs. We do not need grains. People pounding on all this box cereal. Yeah. They got to have it too. They're just frantic without it. They got to have their big stack of pancakes in the morning with just swimming in high fructose corn syrup. That's the problem. That's the problem today. You cannot think straight, guys, on that stuff. You cannot think clearly. Nope. I could prove it to you. I could put 2 classrooms together of children, say around 5 years old, and put 30 of them in each room, right? And feed the kids over here bacon and eggs for breakfast, right? Don't give them no orange juice. Don't give them any of that junk. Just give them bacon and eggs. And this other group over here on the other room, give them that cold box cereal, all right? Put a lot of extra granule sugar on there, by the way. Give them some pancakes and French toast while you're at it. Yeah. And then watch them on a video camera. Before long, these kids over here, you give them little study books, you know, that they can study. And then over here, give them the same thing. But watch what happens. They're gonna, little Johnny's gonna be running around the room, chasing Susie, pulling on her pigtails, putting frogs down her back, all kind of stuff. Yeah, I know that happens because I did that when I was a kid. Put a frog down my sister's pants, and boy, she didn't appreciate that. It's unbelievable, and it's broad right there in your face. You know, you got Joe running around here eating ice cream all the time. His brain ain't working at all, guys. Just look at him. It's a flippin' joke. This guy is a flippin' joke, and he's our leader, making these bad calls. Then he said the most laughable thing I saw the other day was he announces, you know, this whole group does, that the mega people are the most dangerous thing in American history. No, you've got that backwards. No, you've got that backwards. The danger is that the mega people is going to expose all of your total corruption. That's what you're afraid of. Yeah, that's what they're all about, guys. That's what it is. Very, very, very sad. Very sad. There was a guy here on the internet there. There's a big-time beekeeper out there that did a video just recently. You may have seen it. I probably shouldn't have commented, but I couldn't help myself, guys. I really could not help myself. I think the title was, my honey bees are making toxic honey. Something to that effect. I'm not going to name the guy's name. You've probably seen it. You've already probably seen my comment. And I did it as a helpful thing, but he makes his living doing this, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're in this boat. Quite successful beekeeper, by the way. Got a honey warehouse, sells supplies, this and that. Been in it for a long time. He hasn't been doing it as long as I have, but he's been at it a long time. And I don't know everything in beekeeping. That's whoa, no. Anybody says they know everything about beekeeping is just so full of shiz that their eyes are brown. Okay? But he was saying they were making the bees were making mountain laurel honey, and a rhododendron, I think, was another one that's toxic that the bees bring in. I guess it can cause harm if you eat too much of it, because it gets toxic. The bees can handle it just fine. So what does that tell you, guys? What does that tell you? What is nature trying to tell you? Okay? They're trying to tell you that honey is toxic, and you're going to go, oh my God, that is most helpful, beneficial. No, you use honey as medicine, guys. That's what God gave us honey for, as a medicine. Used in small amounts. We are not designed to pound down sugar. All this high fructose corn syrup. There was a show the other day on corn on TV. I think Mike Rowe was doing it. It's unbelievable how much corn that we're producing. And we're taking corn and turning it into fuel for your truck. When I heard that back in the early days, guys, that we're going to start cranking out ethanol. First of all, that stuff there, if you don't add some seafoam or something to that, and you better get non-ethanol. You better get non-ethanol if you're putting in your chainsaw and your lawnmower or your outboard motor, because that stuff is nasty. It's nasty. I get non-ethanol, and I put a little bit of seafoam in there too. Seafoam's a gas conditioner. Dissipates any moisture in the fuel. But it's absolutely nuts what we're doing in this country. Why in the world would you do that? Take corn, and corn is hard on the ground. It takes a lot of stuff. We're digging over here, and there's a mine over here to my east. Phosphate mines. They're digging it out phosphate, and some of that stuff, you get down there very far, it's radioactive. They're loading that on train cars and shipping it up to Michigan, so you can spread all on these farms and stuff, and so you can have more corn. I'm thinking cannabis, guys. I really am thinking cannabis. You can do so much with. You can make, from what I understand, you can make fuel with cannabis. And cannabis isn't hard on the ground. And it's a medicine. There we go. There's a medicine. You can make t-shirts out of it. You can make jeans out of it. You can make paper out of it. Actually, hemp hearts you can eat. That's probably one of the better ones you could eat if you're going to eat a grain. I would say hemp hearts if you were into grains. I'm not into eating grains, but I've eaten grains and I've eaten hemp hearts. Pretty good stuff. But I'm not sure what the sugar content is of it. But anyway, yeah, I just sitting here drinking my coffee, thinking about this nutty stuff that's going on in this country. It's mind-boggling. And my two buddies, actually quite a few, have checked out, my buds, and most of them. I wasn't, like I told you before, I wasn't a Vietnam vet. I spent 6 years in National Guard. Went through the same training as they did, but I was a weekend warrior. Yeah. 6 years of beer parties. That's all that was. And I don't get any VA benefits because I didn't get any bullets shot at me in Vietnam. But that's fine. From what I'm seeing from VA is absolutely, absolutely terrible. Yeah, my VA buds, I tell you, oh Lord, what they're putting them guys through. And they're like guinea pigs. Take this, take that. My one bud was there on 26 medications. I said, there's no way in the world you need that many medications. You don't need any medications. You go on a carnivore diet, your whole body will retune itself. But he was an alcoholic, okay? Flipping alcoholic. Couldn't get it squared away. That's something they need to be helping these guys with. Put them on the proper human diet. The thing of it is, guys, they don't wean them off sugar, okay? You can't take an alcoholic and keep feeding him pancakes and Honey Nut Cheerios, okay? You can't do it. You're compounding the problem. This is just basic common sense. You keep up the sugar addiction. Alcoholics are sugar addicts. Yes. And it's just like heroin addicts and crackheads and all this. All these people, when they're coming off this stuff, what do they crave? They crave sugar. Sugar. I saw a deal the other day, guys. It was on, I was just clicking through on YouTube, and they were talking about your first time in prison, you know, what to expect, you know. I don't want to experience that, okay? But I thought this would be interesting news. You know what they suggested, guys? So you don't go totally mad in there. So you don't go insane. You do not eat any junk food. They'll try to feed you a lot of bread. They'll try to feed you this and that. Just eat protein. They said you will go absolutely insane in there. And that's where a lot of them are in there. They're just totally insane. They actually should be, I don't know, terminated, I would think. But we got lots of money, taxpayer money. Most of those animals that are in there that have caught multiple offenses, you know, murder and this and that, I guarantee you about 90% of those guys are sugar addicts. Your brain don't function on it. And we have leaders now running this country that are hooked on it. And they're so hooked that they think they are gods, okay? They don't believe in God, but they think they are gods for the simple fact they're eating all of this sugar, okay? So I told this beekeeper, I said, you know, like I said, I shouldn't have said anything, but I just couldn't help myself. When you see stuff like this, how are you going to correct things, guys, if we just keep doing the same old, same old? Yeah. Can you imagine if I had Joe running my bee yard? I say, hey, Joe, I'm going to be gone for 6 months. Can you go ahead and watch my bee yard for me and keep the girls all happy? He said, yeah, no problem, yeah. Good deal, Steve-O. I'd come back in 6 months, guys. I'd have a boxes. All my hives would be full of wax moths. There wouldn't be any bees in there. It'd be all wax moths. That and hive beetles and, you know, varroa mites. That's the sad truth. That is the sad truth, guys. So it's warming up. So I don't know. I know this sounds depressing, but we're gonna get, you know, this whole thing is like a bad case of diarrhea. Okay, we're gonna finally empty it out pretty soon. We're gonna get it flushed out, and we're gonna wipe our booties clean, and we're gonna move on with this country, okay, and get it straightened out, because this is the best place to be. All right. You look at some of these other countries that these people that are in command now want to tell us how to run it. No, these people are coming in this country by the boatloads, sneaking into this country, and we're just allowing them to come in, which is totally insane. They're escaping that type of country where it's a socialist deal or communist deal, where they're told exactly where to poop, how much, and what color, okay? So, if you're on a carnivore diet, you're gonna poop the right amount and the right color and the right texture, okay? And everything's gonna be nice and functional, and your whole human body is gonna be functional to where you can get out here with old Steve-O in this brutal heat that's coming right around the corner. It's going to be brutal. And if you don't listen to old Steve-O, you're going to be face down in a beehive, just like I told this one. Well, I didn't tell him, but this is where he's heading. This fella that was talking about the toxic mountain laurel honey. Him and his entire crew, with the exception of a few that I've seen, are totally morbidly obese. They're walking heart attacks, all of them. So what good does it do to go through your whole life like this and get right up to the point where you can start enjoying life, retire, and start enjoying life, and be so sick you can't do anything but lay around and have the taxpayer fund you because you're sick in a hospital? There's big money in it. There's big money, big money. We've got an ongoing pandemic, guys, ongoing major pandemic in this country of just the three main ones: cancer, obesity, diabetes. Those are just the three, okay? But the whole laundry list of the four-way bypasses, the skin conditions, this and that, all of that is a high carb diet. And all these fruit eaters are turning into fruitcakes, all of them. You got to have your fruit and fiber, Steve-O. You got to have, no, you don't. Yeah, I get all the fiber I need from a ribeye steak. I cooked up 3 pounds of bacon this morning, guys. 3 pounds of bacon. I didn't eat 3 pounds of bacon. And that's the thing with carnivore. You just eat till you're comfortably full. You just don't, you know. But the thing about a high carb diet, you're going to keep packing the donuts in there and the pancakes until you're overly stuffed. You think you're going to barf. And an hour or two later, you're hungry again. You want more. It doesn't stick to your ribs, that junk. And it puts your body in a high state of inflammation. It starts clogging arteries. That's the other thing. They preach for years. Remember that one? If you eat animal fats, you're going to clog your arteries. That's the biggest farce going. And they've been pushing that since, what, the 30s? Here we are. 1930. Today's 2022, and we're still pushing this stupidity. But there is a method to their madness, because they know if we can hook you up with carbs, you're going to be coming through this revolving door healthcare system, this multi-cajillion dollar healthcare system that is doing nothing to fix you. You are nothing but a dollar sign. You might as well go to a tattoo shop, guys, and put have a tattoo, a dollar sign on your forehead, okay? Do you feel the love, guys? Are you feeling the love yet from Steve-O? It's quite amazing. This coffee gets old Steve-O jacked up, gets him going for his hike here. We got to get out here and look at these palmetto. I saw palmetto. I think it's about over with. Yeah, it started mid-May. I mean, mid-April. Here we are getting toward mid-May. It's about over. Once it gets over, then them little saw palmetto berries will start happening. And I dumped out about 4 jars. It's funny, I happen to need some more quart jars for feeder jars for my bees, and I was looking through. I had some of that saw palmetto, guys, tincture I made back in 15, and it was starting to get gelatinous on the bottom. I just dumped it out, rinsed it out. It'll last a good 2 years. Good 2 years. I wouldn't go much more than 2 years. So I found some jars I rinsed out. I don't do that much of it, but every once in a while I put a tablespoon or so in my tea, and I'm sure it's got some health benefits to it. Saw palmetto tincture, check it out. Elder, I'm liking my elder tincture, echinacea tincture. That works excellent. If you feel any cold coming on, all these viruses floating around, that's the other thing. These viruses, if your immune system is not top notch, and it won't be if you're on a high carb diet, it'll be in the turd tank. That's right, turd tank. You heard me right. If you're eating a lot of carbs. The young kids can get away with it, but when you get my age, you have to be careful. You have to be careful because you have to keep your immune system top notch. If you don't, what's going to take you out? Every disease out there, cancer, everything's coming to get you. So stop with all the sugar. You don't need it. It'll take a little bit for you to get off of it. You might have to cheat a little bit here and there. Use some keto. Get you some keto ice cream. If you're just about ready to rip somebody's face off, you're coming down off of that, you know, addictive sugar high, and you're about ready to take somebody out of the food chain. That's a reason, guys. You may think this is nuts. That's the reason that our prisons are full of inmates right now. They've been jacked on a high carb sugar diet, and you do some crazy stuff when you're hooked on sugar. It's one of the most worst drugs out there. Nobody addresses it. Our pharmaceutical people, Big Pharma, does not address it. They don't want to hurt your bottom line. You guys have got to be feeling some love right now. I'm telling you, you got to be feeling the love. Yeah, it's just Steve-O's, what he's observed his lifetime so far, okay? I didn't just fall off the turnip truck, okay? And when someone checks out, I always question it. What happened? Why did they check out? What's going on here? Well, yeah, they said, well, that one died of diabetes. You saw them whacking the body parts off of them every other week, you know, starting with the feet, working your way up. It's unbelievable, guys, what's going on. Why wouldn't a doctor just get in your face and say, stop eating sugar, fool? If you don't, I'm going to start cutting your legs off. And you go, whoa. No, they don't do none of that. They don't do none of that, guys. No. The regular general practitioner there, your primary, I love that one, primary care physician. Oh, is he a beauty? He's just the first guy, you see, and then he ships you over all these little specialists where you're paying extra money to go here and there and all that. Specialists, yeah. They're specialists, all right, in the big con game. I've run into these people, guys, all by personal experience. I know what I'm talking about. But if you want to go down that road, God bless you. You just go down that road. But the man's watching. The man is watching. And you got to be accountable for your own actions. He'll let you go down that road. Sure will. He'll let you go right down that road. As he's told you, he has told you the path to take. You got to be feeling love right now, guys. You got to be feeling the love. All right, guys, I'll quit preaching right now. My coffee's about done. And let's walk through the woods here. And I forgot to bring Woody. Doggone it. Woody always comes with me. He's my walking stick. He always comes with, but I didn't bring him because I was loading up all this stuff here. And since we get done with this deal, I've got to run over this other yard and start making up some hives. Let's get in the woods, check things out. Yeah, guys, here's a palmetto. Here, it's winding down. Boy, it's got a lot of fragrance to it yet. This has been going for over a month right here. A lot of fragrance. And you know what's cool? I haven't seen many love bugs yet. This has been low. I hope they disappear. But this one here's played out right here. See, it's all getting brown. Yeah. There's another one over here. That's still functional. Yep. They get these stalks coming right out of the center of the palmetto. These These grow extremely slow. This is an ancient plant, guys. These grow real slow. They live for frickin' ever. Beautiful morning walk through the woods, guys. It's great to be alive. Surprised there's no horses in here today. A lot of horseback riders coming here. Love the horse people. Wish I had a horse. I had one back in the late 60s. He was pretty cool. Him and I rode all over the woods. What's going on over here? Okay, this one's still cooking. This one's looking pretty good, actually. There's a love bug right there. That's a love bug. Love bugs like to get on these things. That's a pretty impressive stalk right there, guys. So yeah, we've still got some bloom going. We still got some bloom going on here. You see the stalk here came right out of the center here. This one right here. And that's a pretty impressive stalk right there. Love it. I love it. Yep, here's another one. Not very big. Not very big, but it's all right. The thing about palmettos, guys, especially when the seeds start happening, the seeds will drop down. The seeds get about that big. They'll start dropping down around. The rats will come in. Well, what likes rats? Diamondback rattlers. So whenever you're around these things, every year too, there's a whole band of Mexicans that come slipping through these forests, and they're picking these things. And that happens around September when these seeds start ripening. It's hot as Hades, guys. And I'll tell you what, these seeds around, and they're getting bit by rattlesnakes, and a lot of them some are getting killed even by ground hornets. So you Mexicans out there, if you want to pick these things, I guess you can make pretty good money at picking them. There's a big factory down in, I think it's Miami area, that buys the seed, and they process it, and they dry it, and they grind it, and they get the powder, saw palmetto powder, and they put it in capsules and stuff. And it's very good for your prostate. Story has it. So anyway, but just forewarning, you're in a dangerous area when you come out, because rattlesnakes get in these, around these, because they're seeking out the rats that are seeking out the seeds of these. Be careful. Yep, still more, guys. Some back in there. Some here. You know what's bad though? I don't see the first honeybee working this stuff. I did last year though. I seen a few bees working this. So I don't know what's going on. I asked to get in this place and they wouldn't let me in. They were just afraid that there was going to be liability problems with honeybees and people. It's all easy to do, guys, but we got to have people that have some common sense, okay? Running things. We don't have that right now. Maybe it'll change one day. Wow, guys, just walking through here, I got a huge hit whiff of saw palmetto bloom fragrance. Yeah, really nice. There's no honeybees in here, guys. It's a shame. There's no honeybees in here working this. Here's another one. Here's another stalk. This whole area, guys. I can make a ton of bees in this place. There's another one. They're all up in here. Here's another. Here's a nice one. I mean, that's a money maker right there. I'll tell you guys, if I was back in the 80s, I was up there in Gulf Hammock. That's an hour or so ride north of me, and there was a mixture in there. I stayed in there. I got in there 1st of April, and I'd stay all the way to September, because the cabbage palm, the sable palm, would bloom all the way into September. Because after the saw palmetto happens, the cabbage palm starts, the sable palm starts to bloom. But what I had was gallberry, saw palmetto, cabbage palm. Those three keep me going. And the combination, there was a lot of gallberry, and the combination of the two, gallberry and saw palmetto together, that honey, guys, had a cherry flavor to it. It was very unique, excellent table grade honey. If you want to pour a bunch of that on your biscuits, if you do, go ahead. I mean, have at her. But I use honey as medicine, like I told you before, and that's what these doctors need to be preaching. But there's some guys, I think I may have hurt some feelings out there. You know, they make their living with barrels of honey, because I guess you just can't make it all with pollination service fees, almonds being the big one. But there's quite a few guys in Florida here that are, if you want to move bees around, you can do it, because you've got watermelons, you've still got some citrus here, orange blossoms. It's getting bad though. Back in my early days, my God, that was a huge crop. That was a huge crop. I made barrels and barrels of orange blossom honey, guys. And then I would hit this saw palmetto. Again, barrels and barrels of honey. But them were the good old days. Them were my head 'em up, load 'em up, head 'em out, rawhide cowboy days, moving bees. Yeah, guys, as I stroll through the woods here, I mean, I'm coming across them. Here's some that's just coming on. He hasn't even bloomed yet. There is a hornet working that. I'm just getting a very nice blast of the scent coming off of these blooms. Very nice. What's very nice here, there's no deer flies yet. This place can get just really bad. I was walking in here one day, started out down the trail, and I happened to have my helmet in the truck with my bee net on it. I had to go back and get my helmet and bee net on. The deer flies were that bad, guys. Yeah, they were trying to chew my face off. So it's a beautiful day in paradise this morning. Sun's coming out. I'll be able to work bees here in about a half hour. Pretty nice day. Now here's a very ancient one here, guys. Very ancient. And look at all the stalks it's put out. It's about to play out. But this thing got stalks coming all out of it. Look at the size of this trunk. This trunk goes way down in there. That thing there, guys, I'm gonna guess is about 500 or 600 years old. Yes, these things, guys, are ancient. Can be ancient plants. Very interesting. Okay, guys, winding her down. It's just everywhere in here. I got a few butterflies, hornets. Here's some Spanish nettle. It's coming on. Yep. It's a shame I can't get in here, guys. this is purchased land from taxpayer money, okay? This is Swift Mud. Swift Mud runs this thing. Yeah. Southwest Florida management something, okay? They're the ones running this circus. They're not showing me any love, guys. No. It's so simple. It's stupid, guys. It's so simple, it's stupid. Just make up a little laundry list of do's and don'ts in here. Don't start a friggin' forest fire in here, all right? Don't camp out in here. Come in, work your bees, get out. Don't put bees next to a horse trail, duh, right? There's all kinds of side roads, guys, going back into this jungle. The horses don't even get on. I've gone through all this. I know where the horses go, all right? Put a cable across. Keep out. Bee yard. That's all. Now, granted, you'll have some numbnut say, oh, let's go back in there and look at the bee yard, you know, with my horse, go back in there and then maybe get attacked. And that would be on them, but anyway, I think that's what they're afraid of. You know, people not following the rules. And I've asked him before, well, if we let you in, we got to let everybody in. No, you don't let everybody in. Well, we are right now. We're letting all these foreigners come across the Rio Grande there, right? So they should let me in here. Anyway, that's another sore subject. But yeah, you say no. I have, it's a first come, first serve, and I was the first on the list. I was the first guy to ask you, okay? And you won't let me in now, just because we don't want to be bothered with you, Steve-O. They're not feeling my love, guys, and they should feel Steve-O's love, okay? But that's life, you know, and then you've got the corruption going on. I don't know what they're doing in here. They've got this land tied up. They're doing this, they're doing that. And they may be getting into the real estate business. I don't know. But anyway, this is, I don't want to talk to you anymore about that because I don't want you to develop hypertension, okay? All right, but this is my last little showing today of the saw palmetto, the Florida saw palmetto. And the reason they call it saw, right on this edge here, there's little fine saw blades. You can see it more here. See those? Yes, if you fell down in there drunk and started thrashing around, yeah, you'd look like you got in a fight with a chainsaw. All right, guys, let's go to the bee yard and start loading up some boxes. It's warming up now. Old Steve-O's got to start sweating in the Florida heat. Don't you just love it? Okay, guys, my mission here today is to go around and rob out frames. We're making up a cell starter. This is loaded with brand new, a lot of eggs in here. So there's nurse bees here, right? This is totally loaded with eggs. She's laying up really nice. Here's where she hatched out one of these. There was like 4 of them in there. I put the whole thing in there. This was actually from one of my better colonies too. So I said, what the heck? Why not rob eggs from one of my better colonies? So she's not on here. So it's going in. Yeah, it's going in. And I'm not going to rob anything else from this colony here. I got a little medium there. We need to check it. This was a check on 520. This was here at 524. There's pollen coming in there. I'm sure there's a queen in here. That doesn't look good at all. That hive don't look good at all. So I don't know what we've got, but anyway. Yeah. We'll slip that one in there. So we're done with that. I'm going to put some mite control on this thing. And we're just going to go around here, and what I want to do is I want to get 9 frames of resources here is my plan. And let's just keep this covered up as we go. I'm going to get 9 frames of resources. If I don't get them at this yard, no problem. I'll go back to base camp and get them. And I was hoping I'd get them all here, but I don't think so. That's not going to happen. So what I'll do is go back to base camp, rob some resources, put them in this. I'm going to double stack it. I'll actually put 10 frames of resources in, but then when I'm ready to go, they won't have these all drawn out. Some of these see as foundation. That's double waxed, by the way. I double waxed them. That way we can move a frame up to the upper chamber, and I'll put my graft down here. But that'll be in 5 days, because I want these to cook for 5 days. I want them to make some queen cells so we can harvest that royal jelly. All right? So let me keep at her here. Okay, there's another one over here, 520, and she's just laying this thing up really nice. But there's not enough